In 2012, he was 24 years old, two-time NBA champion, and an all-star. Just 2 years later, he was not playing basketball anymore. Here's the story of the unfulfilled potential of Andrew Bynum. How good was he actually, and what caused his career to be cut so short? Early life and the road to the NBA. Andrew Bynum was born in October of 1987 in New Jersey, where he lived with his mom and brother. In high school, he switched 3 schools, and he really started to dominate as a junior, with 16 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 blocks per game. Andrew had even better numbers as a senior, but he played only 21 games due to a knee injury, the first of many in his career. Bynum got healthy to play in the McDonald's All-American game in 2005. In a game that featured 14 future NBA players, Andrew scored 9 points and 5 rebounds for the East. Bynum could choose where he wanted to go to college, and he agreed to go to Connecticut. However, he got contacted by several NBA teams and elected to put his name in the 2005 NBA draft. Bynum got selected by the Lakers with the 10th overall pick and thus became the youngest NBA draftee ever at just 17 years and 8 months. Young fella, and that move on Christmas. When he got to LA, he was tutored by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but he mostly spent time in the weight room and on the sand dunes, where he managed to drop 30 pounds before the season. On February 2nd against the Nuggets, Bynum rewrote the history books again, becoming the youngest player to play in the NBA, aged 18 years and 6 days. He didn't play much as a rookie, but when he got the opportunity in the most anticipated game of the season, Bynum managed to leave a big imprint in the first game Shaq played against Kobe after leaving the Lakers. In the final 75 seconds of the second quarter, Shaq bullied out a rebound from Bynum, and then he slam dunked both him and the ball into the basket. The kingpin of dunks has shown his force once again, but Bynum didn't keep his tail between his legs. He immediately posted up Shaq and demanded the ball from Kobe Bryant with tremendous confidence. Bynum hit Shaq with a beautiful little dream shake and spun away for a dunk of his own. The LA crowd erupted, and this was easily the best 15-second sequence in the NBA that year. When he was running back on defense, Bynum gave Shaq a little shove to show him that another skilled 7-footer had arrived in the NBA. Of course, the old lion senses when a new lion arrives, so Shaq elbowed the 18-year-old rookie. Both got technicals, but now the entire league knew who Andrew Bynum was. However, this was his only highlight of the season, as Bynum averaged just 1.6 points in 7 minutes per game as a rookie. However, his talent was undeniable, and he had one of the GOATs as a mentor. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar worked with Bynum from the moment he got drafted to the Lakers, which Bynum really enjoyed and soaked everything in like a sponge. Post-game, hook shots, finishing at the rim, and blocking shots were the things he was constantly practicing, and that hard work started showing on the court. Great play and injury problems. When Kwame Brown got injured at the beginning of 2007, Bynum was promoted into the starting 5, and he immediately showed that he should be the permanent starting center, finishing with 15 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Bynum played all 82 games in the second year, starting 53 of them, and averaging 8 points and 6 rebounds in 22 minutes on the court. And that's not bad for a 19-year-old who came to a team fighting for the playoffs, with Kobe Bryant taking the majority of the shots each night. Phil Jackson played Bynum as a 6th man at the start of 2008, and the Lakers' record was 5-5. When Bynum got inserted to the starting 5, the Lakers caught a good rhythm and went to a comfortable 26-11. In the 25 games as a starter, Bynum averaged 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 2.4 blocks in 31 minutes, with league-leading 66% shooting and 68% from the free throw line. He showed tremendous progress as a finisher and a rebounder, and the Lakers looked like they could contend for the title. Unfortunately, just as he was about to get a double-double against Memphis, he fell awkwardly on his left knee and did not return to the game. 3 weeks later, the Lakers traded for Pau Gasol and became a true contender. Everybody was hoping that Bynum could be healthy in the playoffs. They decided not to force anything, and after the knee surgery, Andrew missed the rest of the season. If he had been healthy in the finals to battle Perkins and Garnett, maybe the series would have swung in the Lakers' favor. NBA champs. Bynum returned for the 2008-09 season after he signed a new 4-year, $58 million deal. The Lakers' starting 5 of Bryant, Gasol, Bynum, Fisher, and Ariza, with Lamar Odom as the 6th man, proved to be the best team of the regular season, with 65 wins. In the win against the Clippers, Bynum exploded with a career-high 42 points on 17 of 24 shooting. He caught 15 rebounds, 8 of which were offensive, and blocked 3 shots. Unfortunately, after he injured his left knee in Memphis a year before, in the 46th game of the 2009 season, Bynum injured his knee again, only this time it was the right one. with a torn MCL. In the last 5 games before the injury, Bynum averaged 26 points and 14 rebounds. Due to injury, he missed 32 games and returned in April just before the end of the season. However, after 2 knee injuries, Bynum wasn't near 100% in the playoffs, and his explosiveness and mobility were visibly diminished. In 23 playoff games, he averaged 7 points and 4 rebounds, and got outmuscled by Dwight Howard in the finals. However, the Lakers won the series in 5, and Bynum became a champ at 21. Injury file gets thicker. Bynum bounced back after the offseason. He was near a double-double average with excellent 57% shooting. And then in March, his body let him down again. Bynum sprained his left Achilles, and he again had to rest until the end of the regular season. In the first round of the playoffs, the Lakers defeated Oklahoma in 6 games. And in the last game, Bynum suffered another right knee injury. But instead of shutting it down and starting a new recovery, Bynum continued to play the entire playoffs, and the Lakers reached the finals for another epic duel with the Boston Celtics. In a grueling 7-game series, the Lakers won a back-to-back title, and Bynum averaged 25 minutes in the finals, good enough for 7 points and 5 rebounds. Pau Gasol praised Bynum's performance and the desire to play through injury. His act is truly commendable. Instead of health, he chose to help us get the title. In 2011, after becoming a 2-time champ at the age of 22, Drew decided to have fun in the offseason and have knee surgery later in the summer. Neither Phil Jackson nor Kobe were thrilled with history repeating itself, and that another starting center was getting treatment on company time and had to miss the start of the season. When Bynum came back, he was really good, with an efficient 11 points, 9 boards, and 2 blocks in 27 minutes. Andrew got even better in the playoffs, but the Lakers got swept by Dallas in the second round. All-Star. 2012 was Bynum's 7th NBA season, and by far his healthiest and most productive. He was dominant on both ends of the court, and was almost unanimously considered as the second-best center in the league, behind Dwight Howard. Andrew started in all 60 games, averaging 19 points in 35 minutes, shooting 56%, and grabbing 12 boards, both third-best marks in the league. Bynum made the All-Star game, and he was also selected to a second All-NBA team, and in the playoffs, he proved that it wasn't a fluke. In the first playoff game against the Nuggets, Bynum recorded his first and only career triple-double, with 10 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 blocks, tying the NBA record for blocks in one playoff game. However, the Lakers lost in the second round of the playoffs again, and GM Mitch Kupchak wanted to reshuffle the deck. Trade to Philly, bad haircuts, worse knees. Bynum was just 24 years old, and he had just played the best season of his career, and his stock was high, so the Lakers decided to cash in. In a big 4-team trade, they got the best center in the league, as Dwight Howard landed in LA. Bynum was sent to Philadelphia, Iguodala went to the Nuggets, and Vucevic to Orlando. The 76ers thought they got the second-best player in the trade, but in the end, it proved they were on the end of the shortest stick. Just 7 days before the start of training camp, Bynum had to go under the knife again due to his glass knees. He had a problem with the bones in his right knee, and in the meantime, he suffered a new left knee injury because he was bowling in his spare time. When you suffer a knee injury in a bowling alley, it's probably time to retire. However, at the age of 25, Bynum was still trying to get healthy, but his spirit was down, and he started to act out. He watched Philly's home games and wanted to get attention with some of the worst hairstyles in NBA history. Although the Sixers expected Bynum to be ready by the All-Star break in 2013, the knee situation was getting worse and worse. Tissue degeneration occurred in both knees, which is why he went for arthroscopic surgery on both knees again. He never played a minute for the Sixers, who paid him $17 million in salary. As a free agent, Andrew managed to sign another NBA contract. He would earn $25 million for 2 years with the Cavs if he remained healthy and played enough games. But that was not the case. Bynum played just 24 games for the Cavs, and then 2 more for the Pacers before retiring from the NBA at the age of 26. Legacy. A short synopsis of Andrew Bynum's career would be good center, bad knees. He falls in that category with Bill Walton, Ralph Sampson, Sam Bowie, and Greg Oden, or guards like Brandon Roy or Gilbert Arenas. On his best day, Bynum had the game to match his enormous potential. At 7 feet, a 7'6" wingspan, and 280 pounds, he was physically similar to Joel Embiid, with sneaky athleticism, mobility, and raw power. Bynum was extremely skilled around the basket, thanks to his work with Kareem, and he retired with 56% shooting from the field. Interestingly, Bynum's field goal percentage is the 22nd best mark ever, just under Jabbar, who was 21st on that list. If Bynum never suffered a knee injury in his career, I'm pretty confident he would average 20 and 10 for his entire entire career and end up in the Hall of Fame. Bynum didn't have 3 or 4 healthy years where his game could fully blossom. He was constantly bothered by injuries year after year, and due to the constant stress of surgeries, rehabs, and playing at less than 100%, Bynum's bad side and immaturity would come out, and that's why some people consider his career far less successful than it was. In my opinion, his career never really took off, because as soon as he started playing great, another injury would slow him down, and he became one of the biggest what-ifs in recent NBA history.